What's up, guys? Currently, I'm going to be trying to make it back to a lake that is not fished by very many people because it is very hard to get to. It's very remote, and we're going to see if we can get back there on foot. We're in the middle of the woods. It's about a mile hike back there, but feeling pretty confident that we'll catch some fish if we're able to get back there. This is what it looks like, and we're making this way on foot. Let's see how it goes. About a quarter of the way there. Not too bad yet. Making our way back there one step at a time. Made it to our first obstacle. Sorry. And this is an amazing sign right here. This stream is very, very low, so the probability of us getting over the second stream is much, much higher than I originally thought it would be, which is a very good sign. But yeah, on to the second stream I go. All right, guys, making our way back to the second obstacle. It was a little bit of a harder trek this time with the puddles back there, but my hiking boots aren't looking the best, but that's all right, because that's what they're bought for. I am gonna get a wee bit wet on this obstacle, it looks like, because I've got to cross the stream here. Got to cross the stream here. Ooh, I'm getting bit by mosquitoes. So it looks like my shoes are gonna get a little soaked, which is fine. I already planned for that, but there we go. We should be home free on our way to the path now, or on our way to the lake and the path. So check back in with you guys when I get there. Alrighty, guys, we made it back. This beautiful destination. Very, very rarely fished. I'm excited to see what we can catch back here. So I'm gonna start off throwing a nice big spoon. See if there's any big predators in here. I wanna hit this. It does look like we have a visitor. Oh no. Holy crap. He is quite the snake. I don't really like snakes that much. I have no idea what kind of snake that is, but he's a big boy. So, I've been casting my spinner for quite a while now, and there's a ton of action out here, which is an amazing sign. So, I'm starting to think that it is my lure. So, also, it looks like someone left a Lunchable for me that's just sitting out here, completely untouched. That's pretty funny, but yeah. I'll get back to you if I catch a fish. So now I think I'm gonna try this, see how this goes. Because it seems like a lot of the fish that are hitting in here are probably bass because, well, I know that from prior knowledge of the lake, I've caught some bass out here. But I also might use this spinner after this because I've also caught bass on that quite a bit when they aren't wanting to bite on anything else. So that's what I'm gonna try. There we go, guys. First fish of the day. Beautiful, healthy bass. It looks like they're feeding very well. He hammered that. My prediction was correct, but if you guys look at this, it kind of looks like he has teeth marks on both sides. So that's making me curious if something tried to eat this guy and there's something massive in here. But beautiful fish. Okay, so I'm not having that good of a time because I lost my last leader on my big fish pole, and so I switched to the ultralight. I was throwing a little worm on there with like a feather on it, and I got broken off right away. Not broken off, but I got bit clean off. So it was probably a small pike or something of that nature, because it literally broke me off clean. Didn't even have a chance to even try to fight it. It's only 8-pound line on there. But my other pole has 20-pound line, except it doesn't cast as far. So, yeah, that's how it's going. All right, guys, so unfortunately, I do see some pretty big carp in here, which is a horrible sign, because that means that this lake is probably carp infested, which, honestly, sorry, I'm reeling in, but honestly, it shouldn't surprise me too much, but yeah, that's not a very good sign. Carps ruin lakes like this. Beautiful, beautiful habitats. And they were just completely destroyed and ruined by carp, which is why we in America, well, not America necessarily, but so that's why we in the United States hate carp so much, is because places like this, they just get absolutely ruined. They destroy every single natural fish. So yeah, there we go. Second fish of the day. Hammered the little spinner I got on there. Nice little fish. See if we can get a bigger one. It does seem like they are feeding off of some type of bait fish. Not quite sure what kind of fish that is, but I've seen all kinds of topwater hits with little bait fish like that running away from the bigger fish, the predators, and yeah. So maybe this isn't my best option, but I'm gonna switch to something else in a little bit here. I did just catch a fish, and I also had a hit coming right up to here, so yeah, we'll see. Third bass of the day. Hit the spinner again. Does sound like some storm clouds are moving. Hopefully not towards me, because I have a mile walk back, but there we go. Third one of the day. There we go. That's a pretty decent one right there. Holy crap. He hammered that thing. I think that's fourth fish of the day. It is starting to rain. It's pretty dark and it's thundering, but let's see if I can stay here for a little longer. There we go. There we go. Biggest bass of the day. Looking pretty hefty, dude. This one might be scalable. I'd probably say 1.5, maybe 1.5 pounds. We can check it quick. Let me get this hook out of him. So it looks like my guess was actually pretty accurate. I said 1.5 to 2 pounds, and she is 1.72 pounds. Nice. I do have to give credit where credit is due, because these bass are fighting very, very well, and I'm having a ton of fun, even though I'm using a pretty heavy rod for these smaller fish. I'm still having a lot of fun. I'm gonna try to record a couple casts. See if I can get something on video real quick. My phone does not have very much battery, but yeah, we're gonna see if we can get something on video. This pole does not cast very far. Oh, there we go. Yep. There we go, guys. Oh! I wonder if you could see that. There we go. Nice little bass. Fifth one of the day. Smash that little spinner. Let's see if we can get this out of him. Ooh, I think I'm gonna grab my pliers. Get it out of him. There we go. Get him back in the water. Nice. All right, my phone's at 23%, so I'm not quite sure how much longer I can do this for, but I'm gonna see if I can get another. Holy crap. I do not like that. I do not like that at all. You know, I'm almost asking to get stuck in a storm at this point, but this is indeed when the bigger fish do bite. Oh yeah. I'm on something. Yep. Got another bass. There we go. That was literally back-to-back casts since the last video I took. But pretty sweet. Ooh. Ooh. Dropped him in the lake, but he got back there just fine. My goodness, guys. This place is just magnificent. Look at it. Wow. Let's see if we can get another little video. One more. Oh my gosh, again. Back to back to back to back. They are super active right now, my goodness. Oh, geez. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is a nice largemouth bass. He did not fight like a nice one, but holy guys. Holy crap, look at this thing. What in the world? I was not expecting to catch that out of here. That's probably a 3-pounder, maybe. Maybe not quite 3 pounds, but oh my goodness, guys. Look at this thing. That's a tank. Holy crap. Let's get a measurement on this thing, or a weight. A weight. I like weight more. Wow, guys. I was not expecting to catch a bass that big out of here, but wow. She hammered that spinner. It does sound like the rain is coming, or the storms are coming, but holy crap, guys. A 2.6 pound bass out of here. Nice. That is pretty sweet. But yeah, wow. Was not expecting to catch a 2.6 pounder out of here. Shows you never really know what's in these spots. That's why you got to get out in the wilderness and check them out. So I've had a lot of luck with the camera on the last 3 casts. Let's see if we can keep that up. I think that's about my 7th bass of the day, which is pretty crazy. Does look like these bass are getting very active now. And so is the storm. This storm is getting pretty active as well. For some reason I can't get my spinner to... Oh, there we go. I got my spinner to engage. We just need to get it out there a little farther. Gosh, I'd love to see what kind of bass are in here then. 2.6 pounders in here. You could probably imagine how big they get. Ooh, something big just spooked here. That might have been a carp, but I guess you never know. Oh yeah, we hooked into something. Ooh, nice little guy. He's fighting bigger. Holy crap. He's fighting better than the big one. That's insane. It's crazy how big of a difference these little guys compared to these big guys fight. There we go. Nice little bass. Huh. Back in the water. Not even sure what number of fish this is. Probably 8 or 9 if I had to guess. I had just noticed that I broke my treble hook off earlier. But this one was pretty cool. He striked right at the freaking shore, literally right there. That was really cool. Huh. Nice little guy. There's another beautiful fish. I'd probably say this one's about a pound. Pound and a half. Not quite a pound and a half, but it's pretty nice fish. Wow. That's another very nice fish. Huh. Probably won't scale this one either, but I bet this one's about a pound and a half. Definitely about a pound and a half. Sweet. They're crushing this spinner, dude. Holy crap. Probably about my 10th fish of the day, dude. Holy crap. Maybe even more. I'm not sure. I've had a pretty good day, though. Look at that butterfly. Wow. I don't really see that around town anymore. It's pretty cool just to be out here in nature and just being able to see stuff like that you don't really get to appreciate as often anymore. Look at that, guys. That's a pretty hefty sunny right there, but I just tied on a bobber and a hook to see what other kind of species I can catch in here, but wow, look at that guy. So I guess there is a little downside to using old lures on my dad's tackle box, is that the hooks literally break. That's crazy. I caught a nice little sunny right before this, but yeah, that's crazy. I did want to make a little segment in this video, just talking about my thoughts, because I think it's really important in life to find the things that you enjoy and spend as much time as possible doing those things. For example, something that I enjoy in my life is fishing. Obviously, I love fishing. It's just incredibly fun. I feel like it's amazing. You know what I mean? It's in nature. Everything about it is just amazing. But I can only go fishing every so often because I do, like most of us, work quite a bit. I work 55, 60 hours a week. And that's why I do say it's really easy to get caught up in life and just forget about the things that are important to you, forgetting about the things that make you happy. And some people, well, most people find it easier to just sit in bed and scroll on your phone instead of going out and doing the things that make you happy. And I feel like that's a real shame because that ends with a lot of people not being happy, a lot of people being depressed, and that's a real epidemic that we kind of have going on in the US right now. And I guess my advice to you guys, or the whole reason I'm saying this, is because you should really find what makes you happy and find what you enjoy in life, whatever it is, and go do that as much as possible. If you like traveling, go travel. If you like fishing, go fishing. If you like nature, do nature. If you like playing video games, go play video games. It's whatever really makes you happy. And yeah, that's about it. I also think, whoa, that thunder was loud. But I also think one more thing I'd like to add on to that video is to always chase your dreams, you know? I know everyone says that, but it's hard to do that. It's scary. We have jobs. We have so much going on. And it's really easy to get distracted from the things that you actually want to do in life and not the things that you have to do to survive. And I feel like it's really hard to chase your dreams, or it's scary, or nobody believes in you. For example, myself, I love content creation. I love making videos. Even if 5 or 10 people see it, it's just whatever you can do to put a smile on someone's face, you know what I mean? And I honestly, in the last like 2 or 3 months, I gave up on it completely. I stopped posting on TikTok. I stopped posting on YouTube. I stopped posting on everything. And in those 2 months, because you only get so long on this earth, and in those 2 months, I could have made a lot of progress on YouTube or whatever I so wanted, you know what I mean? I could have made a lot of progress on that, and I didn't because I gave up, because I stopped chasing that dream. And it was right when I was starting to pick up traction too. And I also think that's another important thing is when you finally do start to get some traction on your dream, I definitely recommend not giving up right there like I did, because that is a terrible idea. But, and also, here's a pretty nice sunfish that I just got. But yeah, that's another second half of my tips. Pretty giant sunfish right there, wow. On another note, it is kind of crazy how big these sunfish can grow unsupervised. Like, look at that. Holy crap. If I had to guess, I'd say that there probably isn't too many pike or walleye in here, or I'm just not in the right spot. But it does feel like there's a very large amount of bait fish in here and a big amount of sunnies and smaller bass. And I just feel like if there was bigger predators in here, oh my gosh, as I say that, I just saw a crazy topwater hit. So there's probably some nice sized bass, but I do think if there were bigger predators in here that there would not be as many bait fish. Oh, there we go. What in the world? I've never seen that before. I don't know what's going on with the sunfish. If you guys know, I'd love to know, but oh, I don't know if I want to grab them. Huh, that's crazy. It probably is one of the biggest sunfish I caught today, but I don't know what those are. Looks like it kind of soars or something. Huh. had a very fun time catching all these bluegill. Whoops. I've probably caught about 20 or 30 of them. But, yeah, probably closer to 30 at this point, honestly. But I think I'm going to switch back to the big fish rod and see if there's any predators in here, like some pike or some walleye. But yeah, lakes like these are pretty crazy. Like, it was just every single cast I'm catching palm-sized fish. It's awesome, and they fight like no other. They've never been caught before, so it's pretty incredible. All right, guys, I might have lied because I still am using the same worm that I had on in the video, but I just caught a lunker of a sunny, probably my biggest one of the day. All right, guys, so I was not having very much luck on the spinner for about an hour there after I caught about 40 or 50 sunnies. But this is the new setup now. We got a little line attachment, I guess. I don't know exactly what that's called, but tied my 8-pound braid to it, to my 20-pound mono, or 10-pound mono. And got my leader, or my little spinner at the end, and there we go. We caught a fish. Wow, guys, I guess, I don't know. There's got to be fish in here with teeth, because I haven't had anything break this. It's either 10 or 20-pound mono, and that's how I lost my spinner, I guess. But there's got to be something in here with teeth, because that is, if you can see that, it's a very clean break, and yeah, I lost my very old spinner, but I'll have to get some more of those. I've never seen that before, but there's like probably 10 or so dragonflies mating at the same time on a piece of well, not seaweed, but on a piece of weeds in the middle of the lake. That is hilarious. All right. I think we're going to say goodbye to this spot, and we're going to head back over to those rocks for probably 10 or 20 minutes, and then we're going to make our way back home. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video so far, and I hope you like not abandoned so much, but rarely fished on lakes as much as I do. Well, guys, I'm not exactly sure how I managed to pull that off, but I'm gonna get this hook out of this guy and freaking get him back in the water really quick. All right, everyone, I just finished up my last cast, and didn't really have any bites for like the last hour, which is all right. I pretty much killed it the first 2 hours, 3 hours I was here, so got enough good fishing in for the day. And yeah, I'm gonna start heading back. My phone's at 5%, so I probably won't document much of the way back, but I will record an outro, so see you guys soon. All right, guys, made it back to the car in about 20 minutes, like 22 minutes, and I got absolutely murdered by mosquitoes the whole way back, but oh, we made it. And my shoes are also completely soaked in mud, but that's all right, because I'm gonna take them off when I drive home. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was like more of like a homemade style. It's kind of what I like. I don't need that fancy editing stuff quite yet. But yeah, hope you guys had a good time watching. And if you watched all the way through, thank you very much. Have a wonderful rest of your day.